is a cleaner environment by adding more solar and wind farms.
But wind farms can present a problem when it comes to looking at a radar. First Alert meteorologist Devin Mashuli explains how it works.
Radar data is vital for informing the public of ongoing weather, especially if it's severe. However, there's a concern about this data getting contaminated by wind farms.
The radar works in that it sends out an energy beam out into the atmosphere, and then it bounces off objects, which could be raindrops, could be hail, could be birds, believe it or not, bats.
So in a wind farm, the radar picks up the metal at low elevations and the turbulence around and above the turbines at higher elevations.
And the radar thinks that there's actually something there, which there's not.
For example, on a sunny and dry day, there should be nothing on radar. But when we zoom in on areas where we know there are wind farms, we actually pick up some feedback. And the closer we get to the radar site itself in Logan County and Lincoln, we begin to see more feedback on the radar. This is in the northern parts of Logan County and the southern parts of Tazewell County. Getting even closer to the radar site in Lincoln, just west of there, we see more reflectivity being picked up from wind farms. Now, there's an even more dense wind farm located northwest of Decatur in Macon County. There are 127 total wind turbines, and that puts it at 2.25 towers per square mile. So the more dense these wind farms are and the closer they are to the radar, the worse the contamination.
And we get that all the time because of how close it is to the office.
Radar was designed to identify rotation because it's the cause for 95% of the severe weather we see. So when storms move over wind farms, it's hard to identify that rotation.
And if we can't see what's going on inside the storm, then we're going to have to rely on other means to get that.
Like storm spotters. But there's another idea called a curtail agreement.
The agreement is that the company will shut down the wind farm when we call them and ask them to curtail, as we call it, curtail the wind generation at that point, which means they were going to stop the turbines.
Because no spin equals no contamination. Reporting for 25 News, I'm First Alert meteorologist Devin Mashuli.